Why did you pick this play, I guess?
I think it's a brilliant play. It's a fantastic script. It's got humour, but it's also got massive tragedy, and fundamentally it's got brilliant characters. And I think Abby Spallon has written, I guess, characters that you can identify with and really feel for. All of the characters in the play, you grow to love them in a way, and it brings you in, it brings an audience in, and really involves you. So, it's a play I first did with Samantha 9 years ago.
9 years ago,
at the Lyric Theatre, and the play really only played in the north of Ireland and has kind of never been seen down south. So when we were asked to do something for the Galway Arts Festival, it was one that came to my mind immediately, because it's a timeless piece. It hasn't dated. It's a human story, and it's about human frailty, human relationships, human failings. It's funny, it's action-packed, it's gritty, it's raw, it's a roller coaster ride, and I think it's one that audiences will really, really enjoy.
Cool. And you're saying it's monologue driven?
Monologue driven. Some people don't like monologues. I actually love them. I've done several monologues.
It can be very difficult for the actors though sometimes. How do you guys find that?
I'll refer to my learned colleagues on that question.
How have you found working with the monologue?
Well, personally speaking, I mean, I've worked in a number of plays in this kind of structure with Andrew before, so it's something I'm pretty comfortable with. Definitely in terms of, learning lines and stuff like that. Strangely, I'm more comfortable with this kind of arrangement because, it's very scary, but it's like you're completely in control.
Yeah.
It's up to you, and you're not kind of. There isn't as much feeding off of other actors, obviously, but I definitely think in terms of performance, monologues can be just incredibly meaty, and there's so much in the script as well. But it's a pleasure to be a part of.
You must be given a lot to the characters in that sense, where you get a lot more of a sense of character through the amount of.
You're definitely handed an awful lot more information in a smaller period of time. There isn't as much kind of faffing about. It's presented to you, and then again, it's really interesting the fact that the same story is presented from 3 different characters' points of view. So you get insights into the characters, from the other characters. So it's really cool.
The thing is, this particular play works. I don't know. I think it could only be a monologue, if that makes sense, because part of the reason it works so well in that format is. Part of the problem the characters have is they're actually not communicating. So he's not talking to his wife. He ends up running from talking to Pumpgirl. And if whether that's a failing within him as a character, if he could have stopped to actually talk about things, everything was solvable, or everything was possible. But the characters aren't doing that. So kind of being the isolation of the monologue actually highlights how they're not communicating and kind of theatrically works. And I think there's also something, in this play, there's a real power in that these characters, they know the audience is present. They're actually telling you a story. So you're hearing you're hearing their stories, and it's as if it's like a confessional. It's like they're telling you, as an audience, there could be 100 people at the show, but you feel these characters have chosen to tell you their story. So there's an intimate kind of connection with them in a way. And what's brilliant in her writing is that she plays with a sense of time. So, things are happening at the same time as something else is happening, or just before it, and it's that messing with timelines is quite, how will I put it, as it reveals itself, the audience are figuring out, so it involves you. You've got to actually be with this, and you get a kind of a sense of, oh my God, that's the same guy as he was talking about, and oh, that's what's happening here at this moment, and it's just really, really clever, and it really involves the audience.